Mike, and the jingle. Great. And so what have we just read?
So we've started the new book. The first reading is the book of Haggai, another minor prophet.
Right, and then these are the 12 books at the end of the Old Testament, right, just before we go into the New Testament.
So this is after. And it's even shorter than Habakkuk because this one is chapters.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Some of those really short little books. And also, is he the first prophet after the people return to Israel?
Back to Jerusalem.
After being exiled.
Yeah. So
okay.
After Babylon. So they were in exile in Babylon.
Right.
And they're returning. And actually,
I like
the main thing.
Yeah.
The main thing here is that he's Haggai, through God, he's encouraging the people to restore the temple. So after they come back from Babylonian captivity, so that this is what his book is about, and this is the passage that we read today is about. So
it's interesting that thing about is it a time for you to live in your penthouses while this house lies in ruins? About the temple.
Yeah.
Is it okay for you to be looking after yourself whilst the temple needs fixing? It's interesting, consider how you've fared. I love this bit here. You clothe yourselves, but no one is warm. And you earn wages to put them into a bag with holes. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have that kind of impression. You always seem to earn money, but wherever you put it, it just seems to vanish through holes in that bag.
And actually, I think it's also very much in line with what we, I think, mentioned last week, that if it's only your life is only about material things, which in itself is fine, but if it's only about that, if there's no spiritual part to it, no matter how much you get, it's not enough. So you can have better and better cars, and it's still you feel that it's not enough.
Sort of empty.
Yeah. Here again, he's saying like you're building your houses, but it's nothing because. Go restore the temple as well.
It's interesting, and he says, he does something like that here, doesn't he? Say, you look for all this stuff, you looked for much, and lo, it came to little, and when you brought it home, I just blew it away. Why? Because my house lies in ruins, i.e. you haven't really got your priorities right. His house is still not been rebuilt. Interesting how good puts our mind into perspective on valuing God and our needs. Yeah, that's a great comment. Fear. Yeah, thank you. Great. Okay, and then we've got a really, really great passage here in Mark. I didn't realise that he mentions all the different feedings in one passage, right? He talks about the feeding of the 4,000, the feeding of the 5,000.
Yeah, so he recalls we had them separately, and here
he's recalling. But
what
is really interesting here is the Pharisees came down to argue with Jesus, asking him for a sign from heaven to test him. Yeah. It's so interesting because he's already given so many signs, hasn't he? It's amazing. Is that how many more signs do you need? And he sighed deeply in his spirit and said, "Why does this generation ask for a sign?" He feels like he's really exhausted. It's like, again.
Yeah. Again, so common. I think it's not the only time we see here and also in the Old Testament when people, they don't want to believe, they ask for signs, more and more and more signs, and still it's not enough for them.
It's great, because I think there's a bit of this in everyone, because they're asking him for a sign. But the thing is, they're asking for a sign on their own terms, aren't they? They're not actually. It's really interesting because I think it's a problem we can all have. It's like if you see something in front of your eyes, do you actually believe it? And sometimes people don't, even though it's staring them in the face. Jesus has done all these amazing things, healed people, done miracles. It's sort of staring them in the face, and people don't get it, and they say, "Give us a sign." And what they actually mean is a sign on their own terms. But exactly. So if they haven't already believed what they've been shown and seen, they just haven't. They're not going to believe a sign coming, another sign. But they have to really think of not signs on your own terms, but actually look at the signs Jesus gives us.
And interesting in the second paragraph here. So this I don't know if you can call it this way, the parable of the yeast.
Right.
So it's not about,
Yes.
it's not about the bread, but it's about the Pharisees' teaching and all those qualities that Jesus denounces.
Right. It's love that. It's watch out, beware of the yeast of the Pharisees and the yeast of Herod. I think I know quite a lot of people who live today of whom I can say the same thing. Beware of the yeast of so and so. Exactly. People who's like, all sort of blown up and puffed up, and speak a lot of nonsense and hot air. But it's just interesting, amazing.
And I found it also interesting how Jesus reacts when the disciples don't understand at first what he means, so they think that he's talking about bread.
Right.
And he says, he speaks about the heart, so are your hearts hardened?
Right.
So it's often when we need to understand something, it's not only about the mind, but it's about this understanding with your heart as well as with
and
your
he
mind.
said that a few times. Your heart's hard. He said that in the
Yeah.
boat, didn't he? When he was going across the Lake of Galilee, when he calmed the storm. At the end, they all marvelled, but kind of didn't really comprehend what was going on. And he does actually say, "Your heart's hardened."
So it's not the first time.
And it's interesting. Do you have eyes and fail to see? Do you have ears and fail to hear? It's like, come on, guys. What bit of this do you not get? Yeah, amazing, fascinating. Okay, great. So that's good. So have a great week, and hopefully, are you around? Hopefully, we're back later in the week, tomorrow, for more interesting things to talk about. Okay, take care. Have a great week.
Good Monday.
Yeah, and a great Monday. Yeah. Bye.